Once you do that, you realize that's just so much wasted time.
You can spend more time with your family and spend that time with them and do things with them. And I know that one of the decisions that you made is to homeschool.
Yep.
Okay. And, what weighed on your mind, or what benefits, or what do you see in homeschooling Carter?
Oh, there's so many. I mean, there's, like I talked about, I didn't want a normal childhood. I didn't want him in school for, 8 hours a day sitting there. Once you do that, you realize that's just so much wasted time. It's not necessary to be there that long. It's a daycare is what it is a lot of the time. And I didn't want that. And he had gone to public school for 1 year, and like my skin just crawled when I did it. And I have an only child, so I get so much time with him, and I didn't want to give up that time with somebody else. I didn't want to give control to anybody else. I've got this one kid, I got this one chance, I want to be involved in it, and I love it. I mean, I learn with him. I never knew that. So I'm his teacher, I'm his mother, but I'm just as much almost sometimes, I'm his classmate. It's just so much, if you can do it, don't let fear stop you from doing it. Do it. But if you can do it, do it.
They talk about, I don't want to homeschool my kid because I want him the social environment. Well, there's so much social environment I would not want him to be in.
And a lot of the times, like, would you let your kid be friends with somebody if you didn't like them, or you didn't like the way they acted, or you knew it was a bad kid, or they cussed every other second?
Right.
Would you let your kid? No, you wouldn't let them be friends with them. But what do you do when they're in school and they're in the seat next to them and they're exposed to that day after day?
To homeschool your kids and private school you and homeschool you because we wanted to be able to control that environment best we could.
Some people look at it as being like, oh, they're too sheltered, they're sheltered, they're sheltered. What's a shelter do? It protects you. If it's raining and there's a storm, the shelter protects you. When the storm is gone and you can handle it, you go out of the shelter and you're in the world. That's what I'm supposed to do. I'm not supposed to send my 13-year-old out to hear nonsense and hear cussing and people bringing blades to school and stuff like that. They're not ready to handle that. He's not ready to have to make the discernment between this person's my friend, but it also cusses every 5 seconds and does all these things. I'm supposed to shelter him until he can make those choices and be ready. That I can say, and a lot of people talk about this generation can't stand it because every generation has an idiot. Okay, every generation has some just ding dongs. It happens. But so many of his friends I've seen where I'm like, man, they are a better kid than I was when I was 13. It's just, I don't think this generation's that much of a problem. Every generation has a thing, but if you really pay attention, there's some kids, these kids are more, I don't know, emotionally advanced than we were. I'll talk about that. And they do, and they're kind to each other, and like they're sensitive with each other in a way. Like, there's a lot of benefits to them, this generation.